Hello, I'm Marsha Chan of Mission College in Santa Clara, California. Today we'll be talking about verbs in the past time frame. So we'll examine past time verbs and look at their form, meaning, and usage, and of course analyze other aspects of grammar, lexis, and mechanics as we go. So this is Grammar Sense Chapter 2, The Past. We'll take a look at grammar in discourse, that means in context, and especially through a passage called Ripening at the Center of the World. Afterwards, we'll look at form, meaning, and use of the simple past and the past continuous. What do those tenses look like? How do we use them? What are their forms? We'll make comparisons of the simple past and the past continuous, and we'll also compare the simple past and the present perfect. We'll look at form, meaning, and use of past perfect and past perfect continuous. What are their forms? What do they mean? How do we use them? We'll compare the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. We'll also compare the simple past and the past perfect. Finally, we'll get to your writing assignment, writing about learning moments. Here we go. Think about what you can learn from traveling to foreign places. What can you learn from doing that? What can you learn from meeting people from other countries? How do these kinds of experiences enrich a person's life? Here in exercise A2, read this essay to find out what the author learned while traveling in rural Brazil. And while you read in your textbook, you can listen along.
Ripening at the center of the world. My encounter with the green banana started on a mountain road in Brazil. My ancient Jeep was straining up through the countryside when the radiator began to leak, 10 miles from the nearest mechanic. The overheated engine forced me to stop at the next village. People gathered around to look. 3 streams of hot water spouted from holes in the radiator. "That's easy to fix," a man said. He sent a boy for some green bananas and assured me everything would work out. "Green bananas," he smiled. Everyone agreed. We chatted while I was wondering about the green bananas. I didn't want to appear ignorant, so instead I remarked on the huge rock formations all around us. "Do you see that tall one right over there?" asked the man. "That rock marks the center of the world." I looked to see if he was teasing me, but his face was serious. "The center of the world?" I repeated, trying to show interest. He nodded. "The absolute center. Everyone around here knows it." At that moment, the boy returned with my green bananas. The man sliced one in half and pressed the cut end against the radiator. The banana melted into a glue against the hot metal, plugging the leaks instantly. Everyone laughed at my astonishment. They refilled my radiator and gave me extra bananas to take along. An hour later, after one more application of green banana, my pesky radiator and I reached our destination. When I returned to the United States, I thought about the meaning of these events. For some time, I had been wondering about those experiences which educators call learning moments, and I realized I had just had 2 of them. First, being North American, I had never paid the slightest attention to the green banana. But suddenly, on that mountain road, its special potential and my need had come together. And as I reflected further, I understood that this chance encounter had shown me the special genius of those people. The second learning moment, the importance of the rock marking the center of the world, took a while longer to comprehend. Gradually, I realized that we tend to define the center of the world as that place where we are known, where we know others, and where things mean something to us. The lesson was that every place has special meanings for the people in it. In a way, every place represents the center of the world.
Okay, now that you've listened to and read that passage, take a look at, think critically about form. So look at the highlighted verb forms in the reading and write them in the correct categories. So we have simple past. Which are the simple past verbs? We have past continuous. Which are those? Past perfect and past perfect continuous. So after you do that, first identify, what do you notice about the main verb? Is there an ending, or is the verb in its base form? And second, recognize what auxiliaries, if any, come before the main verb.